I used to think that I was alone. I just moved to a new country. I was learning a new language. My parents were facing their own hardships. I had left all the rest of my family in Mexico. I felt lost. I didn't know who to turn to. But then I began to see a change. It wasn't overnight, but over days, months, and years. When I entered the doors of the Boys and Girls Club of Benton County, I began to discover my passions. Once inside, I was welcomed with a smile. The club became my second family. I was no longer alone. And if that wasn't enough, the club taught me how to love myself. It's like they knew something I didn't, what I could be. That's exactly what happened. I discovered a love for public service. I was given the opportunity to travel to places I never would have. I was given a chance to tell my story. I was given a platform to advocate for kids just like me. Through lots of new experiences, I met other youth, ones who just needed a chance to see their world from a different angle, from a different perspective. My eyes were open to a whole new community, my community. The Boys and Girls Club changed my life. It taught me resiliency. The club taught me the power of community, that there's people out there who really believe in me. Because of my Boys and Girls Club, I can do anything. I can go anywhere. I discovered with my new family by my side, and given these opportunities, my impact is limitless.
Hi, I'm Holden, and I want to welcome you to the spectacular Boys and Girls Club of Benton County Youth of the Year celebration. Hey, come on into my club. Hey, I'm only in the 7th grade, and I've been at the Bella Vista Club for 7 years. The Bella Vista Club, my club, is one of 5 clubs in Benton County. We have a really special event planned for you today. You hear from the presenting sponsor Unilever and founder sponsors Hershey, our guest speakers, the club CEO Matt Tolliver, and we'll wrap up with a very special video at the end. But most importantly, today you will hear from 2 incredible teens. These youth are leaders in every way in their schools, their homes, their communities, and in their clubs. Everyone here at the club is proud of them, and we're very excited for you to meet them this afternoon. This year's Youth of the Year event is very special because the club is celebrating its 30-year anniversary. For the last 30 years, the club has been a beacon of light for kids like me in the community, and this afternoon, we'll get to share that bright light with you. Enjoy the event we have planned for you, honor and celebrate our Youth of the Year, jump into the chat, and if you feel like you can in these difficult times, make a donation. No matter the size, the club is grateful for any and all of your support. Thanks again for joining us today. I'm gonna go shoot some hoops, so I'm gonna say goodbye here. But in the meantime, please enjoy a message from the club's presenting sponsor and faithful friend of the club, Unilever.
Here at Unilever, we are always looking for a better way. And you know who else is looking for a better way? This boy, this girl, these children. They're looking for a better way to meet the challenges that life throws at them every day. And they found that here at Boys and Girls Club of Benton County. For 30 years, the Boys and Girls Club of Benton County has been the forefront of youth development, inspiring and empowering young people to reach for their dreams and realize their full potential. They are 100% committed to providing a safe and supportive place in our community for youth to thrive after school and during the summer. And since 2005, Unilever has been right beside them. Unilever is proud to support the Boys and Girls Club of Benton County because of the vital role they play in fostering community participation and youth education. We appreciate their dedication to ensuring that every young person has a place to go where they are able to play, plan for the future, learn a new sport, create art, and foster lasting relationships. It is a place where we can see the community of tomorrow. We always tell young people, your potential is limitless. You can be anything you want. Won't you join us in spreading that message? Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ana Arguello. Even though I'm in New Jersey, I knew that I couldn't miss out on this incredible event. I am so honored to be joining you all for this incredibly special Youth of the Year event as Boys and Girls Club of Benton County celebrates its 30th celebration. Youth of the Year is the Boys and Girls Club recognition program, which celebrates the limitless potential of the Boys and Girls Club of Benton County members who have distinguished themselves as leaders and mentors and who have risen above challenging circumstances. During the process, a finalist from each side completes a very rigorous process of interviews, essays, and presentations before a panel of judges that are community leaders. The judge then has to determine who will be awarded the Boys and Girls Club of Benton County Youth of the Year. And this is based on leadership qualities, on service to the community, academic achievement, letters of recommendation, written essays, and public speaking. While only one can be selected, they all exemplify the Boys and Girls Club mission and are proof to the very profound impact that the club makes in transforming the lives of the young people of Benton County. In addition to the valuable experience gained from sharing their personal stories through essay writing, public speaking, and an interview, each participant that goes through the process receives a $500 scholarship. This year, our semifinalist receives a $5,000 scholarship. And yes, the 2021 Youth of the Year winner receives a $7,500 scholarship. These scholarships are made possible by the generosity of Josh and Shannon McNeil, Bobby Hart, and Michelle Meredith Hart. This money goes towards helping each teen further their education and pursue their passions in life. I have the privilege of interviewing candidates of the Youth of the Year and to hear their stories. The stories of these remarkable young people were shared with courage, with passion. This experience really opened my eyes to the challenges that these young people are facing today. These were some of the most intelligent, compassionate, dedicated, and resilient young adults that I've ever had the pleasure of meeting. And there is no doubt that all of them will do amazing things throughout their lives. This year, the Boys and Girls Club are more important than ever because in a world that has been turned upside down by a global pandemic, they are here. In a time when our country is incredibly divided, the club has remained focused on serving, protecting, and empowering those who have had less power and privilege for the last 30 years. Boys and Girls of Benton County continues to be that place, the place for refugee, for safety and support for all the members of the community. And it's committed to rising above the limits as we face as a global and local community in this pivotal moment in history. Congratulations again to the Boys and Girls Club, and congratulations to all the young people who are getting ready to conquer the future. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Lindsay Nayu, and today I'm going to interview Monique.
Hi, I'm Monique Carswell. I am with Walmart. At walmart.org, I specifically oversee the racial equity work as the director of our Center for Racial Equity.
So, what is your inspiration that motivates you to work every day in your career?
Wow, that's a big question, Lindsay. I think it's because of people like you, honestly. I have a little sister who means the world to me, and I know that all the opportunities that I was awarded was because people like myself who were in these titles and big positions, who were my teachers, who were like the great folks at the Boys and Girls Club, always saw potential in me. And so I want to be that person that's always inspiring and empowering and making sure that I open doors for others who were like me. I think it's hugely important for me to work to use my voice to help the most marginalized, and I also think that every person deserves equal opportunity. So that's what drives me every day.
When did you go to Boys and Girls Club as a child?
I actually went to the Bellwood Boys and Girls Club in Illinois when I was in high school. And I started going there because my friends and I were looking for something to do after school that was productive, that was indoors. Chicago can be cold. So we wanted to make sure we weren't outside just hanging out. And so one of my friends actually started working there. She became, I think, either a front door greeter or a tutor or something like that. And so we would always just make sure that we were there during the times and hours that she was working, and we just thought that it was the place where we could, be safe, participate in extracurricular activities, do our homework, catch up with one another, and not have to worry about not only the elements, but anything negative in terms of other elements that were awaiting us that weren't necessarily positive. So it was definitely the place where I found a community and solitude.
When you were young, what was your dream job, or what do you want to be when you grow up?
You might not believe this, but when I was young, I actually wanted to work in entertainment. So I wanted to be in the music business because my father was a musician. All of my aunts and uncles were singers, and I just thought that that was such a way to bring joy to people because you feel fulfilled with music, and you get a lot of inspiration from lyrics and just from instrumentation. And I started to learn more and more about the business and knew that it was a place where I could, show up and be myself, but I didn't know if I would be making the difference that I wanted to make. So when I was much around your age, as I was going back and forth to school, walking to the school bus, and it wasn't even a school bus, it was the Chicago public bus. I saw that, there was a neighborhood across the street that looked much different than the neighborhood across mine. So that was where the suburbs in Chicago started, and my actual block and neighborhood was the actual city of Chicago. And it was a little rougher than the neighborhood across the street. So it got me to thinking, man, what's going on over there that's different than what's going on in my neighborhood? So that made me start thinking about how can I be the person in the room that got to speak up and deliver certain messages to certain communities so that they would see empowering messages versus some of the negative messages that I was seeing when I was walking home every day from school.
What advice would you give a child like me about success in life?
Wow. So I would say in terms of success, I think you should define what that means to you. So don't let anybody else tell you what success looks like. You should be able to chart your own course and know that everybody's path is different. So whatever that may look like for you is absolutely perfect. I would also say try out different things. So you never know what actually will inspire you, what actually you will like if you don't give it a try. And I'd also say just believe in yourself. Regardless of what it is, just give it the gusto and just put your all into it. And if you succeed, great. If you don't do, as good of a job as you wanted to, don't beat yourself up. You can continue to try again. And at the same time, maybe it just wasn't your thing and move on, but don't let anything define you.
What are you very passionate about?
I'm passionate about a lot of things. So similar to what I was just telling you about giving things a try, I actually found that I like more than one thing, which is completely okay. I think, you see adults and you see them working and you think about, oh, I know, my dad may be an engineer or my mom may be a nurse, and those are great things, and they definitely are probably very passionate about that work, but they probably have other interests too. So I know for me, I like volunteering, I like singing, I like spending time with family, I like traveling and seeing the world. I also like to, read a book and have, some fun in the sun. And I really like water and I like going to oceans. So I think it really depends on the day. So I like a lot of things.
What was your favorite part of your experience at Boys and Girls Club as a child?
I would say my favorite experience was probably, there were always these basketball tournaments. I remember there being a lot of competition and people being really, really serious about these games. And so my friends, they thought, they were professional athletes. So they'd come in beating their chest and, talking smack to one another. And it was just the most comical thing, but it was also a way to enjoy one another's company, have some camaraderie, in addition to just being a part of like sports. So I think that was one of my favorite things.
What hobbies do you enjoy and what do you like to do for fun? Just for fun, like everybody.
Yeah, so in terms of hobbies, I think I like to read biographies and watch documentaries. That's one of the things that I've always just been so curious and fascinated by, other people's journeys and what has helped to shape their lives and even shape history. So I'm kind of a history buff, and that gives me a little bit of insight when I look at other people's stories or look at documentaries from times before. In terms of fun, I probably work entirely too much, so I'm not that much fun as I think I used to be around your age. But I would say anytime I can actually get outdoors, like to ride a bike, to walk a trail, to take a hike, to go swimming, those are the things that I really like to do. I've told myself that I'm going to go fishing at some point, but I do not have a fishing rod, so I will let you know when that actually happens.
How do you go against criticism?
Wow. How do I grow against criticism? I think it's about being confident. So I think if you know your stuff and you also know that you can learn from others and you're open to not necessarily criticism, but helpful critiques in terms of like feedback that can make you improve, then I definitely am open to it and I welcome that. If it's criticism for the sake of criticism, then I just brush it off my shoulders and get back to what I know I'm doing best.
So for Youth for Unity, we've really been learning about racial equity and how it could affect the world if in negative and positive ways. And what do you really believe or think about that?
I think Youth for Unity sounds incredible, and I'm so glad that you're a part of it and it's something that's offered here at the Boys and Girls Club. Whenever you think about belonging and how to ensure that we're all growing up with equal opportunity and ensuring that we can thrive and, be our best selves. I think it starts with understanding and getting to know others who have similar ideas as you, but may not necessarily be from the same walk as you or path as you, gives you the ability to learn. And it ensures that we are all continuing to learn from one another, that we're continuing to be neighborly and supportive, because that's the only way that society will thrive, is if we're all coming to the table and ensuring that everybody has representation and everybody has the power to use their voice and everybody is feeling as though they belong. That is the only time that I feel good about, making sure that someone else in my neighborhood can actually have just as good of a lifestyle as I can. So that's definitely important to me. And it sounds like that's what you're learning very early here. And those kinds of traits, characteristics, and skills will definitely help you lead others and to help you succeed in life as well. Well, thank you, Lindsay, so much. It's been a pleasure having the opportunity to talk to you and learn more about what you've been involved in at the Boys and Girls Club, and specifically Youth for Unity. I think programs like that are definitely the way that we're all going to continue to make sense of the world and how we actually relate to one another. So programs like this are helping our kids like Lindsay, so you'll get to continue to know them and they will continue to have the ability to thrive. And the only way that we can do that is to make sure that we have more of these programs in our community, and the way we'll do that is with your support.
Good afternoon and welcome. My name is John Davis with the Hershey Company. At Hershey, our purpose is to make more moments of goodness. And today, I have the pleasure of introducing you to our 2 Youth of the Year semifinalists who have been beacons of goodness in their clubs and communities, Samantha McCoyne and Omar Contreras.
My name is Omar Ernesto Contreras.
Hi, my name is Samantha McCoyne. The first memory at the Boys and Girls Club that I have would be definitely, it was the first day. I remember getting off the bus and it was at the Bentonville Boys and Girls Club, and I walked in the side doors and I just remember it was like a mass of people. It was almost like a crazy energy was kind of in the air. It was terrifying but also weirdly exciting, because it was just like a new experience and you could just feel the energy in the air of the kids, of the staff, of everybody around you, just was like full of energy. And it was something that I remember getting off the bus from a long day at school, just being filled with excitement and kind of like a nervous curiosity. And that's definitely my first memory at the club.
Stepping foot into the Boys and Girls Club, I think that was a memory that I'll always remember, just stepping foot inside that club. I felt welcomed in there, but it took me a while to actually feel connected with the kids and the staffs there.
I love to help the community. That is something that I'm very passionate about. And it doesn't matter if it's helping with food pantries, it doesn't matter if I'm helping with the kids at the Boys and Girls Club, because every single person is part of the community. And so I really enjoy helping the community, and that's something that I've learned through the club. I've learned my passion of helping through the club, and I'm now helping kids every day after school. I used to volunteer every day, or almost every day, every other day, because I learned that my passion was to help people.
Honestly, seeing the kids at the club and seeing how much similar problems that they have that I do, or they're facing the same situation that I do, it really showed that they need a role model that they can look up to, and I want to be the role model for them, that they see as a person they can rely on to ask for help, or if they need someone to talk to, they can come to me and ask me for help.
But then through Youth of the Year, I was able to, really learning about it opened up the opportunity for people to be able to hear my voice, which is something that's not really offered to people nowadays, because there are 5,000 kids at my high school, and so how do I know that my voice is being heard? And Youth of the Year was something that I knew that I was going to be heard through this thing. And so it started with scholarship money, but it ended with knowing that I would make an impact. Even if I didn't win, I was still going to make a small impact. And it's still an impact. So that's something that really kept drawing me back to Youth of the Year.
My siblings and I, my older sister is named Yolanda. She came to the club at the age 10. My second youngest sister, she came to the club at age 7. And my two younger brothers came at the club at 8 and 7. The club means to my family. It really helped my family so much. It was a really struggling point in my life before the Boys and Girls Club. Before the club, my dad got arrested. It was hard to see that happen. Watch my dad go to jail at a young age was really hard to see because I had to grow up a little faster than others. But the club really helped my family find our bond together again. Without the help of the directors and the staffs there, the club became second family to us because they helped us buy groceries when we were struggling financially. And it gave us a safe place to be as kids. Honestly, the motto that I keep for myself is that never let my past judge me as a person. I want people to see that my past may be rough, but it's what things that I've done for the club and the community that really matters and really shows the person I am today. There's so many enjoyments that I have because of the club. It really helped me find that I really love helping kids with their situations and love being a part of the Boys and Girls Club family as a youth development coordinator, just making the impact for the kids.
Not only are the opportunities that the club can bring you limitless, but also the impact that you can make on the community is limitless.
There's no limit to what you can achieve. There's no limit on anything that you do, and there's no limit as how far you can reach in life.
And to make your guys' day even better, it's me, Shakira Haro, the Boys and Girls Club of Benton County's 2019 and 2020 Youth of the Year, back to give you guys a great message. I am honored to be here with you today to pass the baton to this year's Youth of the Year. Since graduating from high school, I began attending college at the University of Arkansas. I am majoring in sociology and minoring in Spanish. I plan to work with individuals diagnosed with autism. I hope to be able to better their day in any way I can. My goal is to intertwine my major and my minor, traveling the world, aiding in third world behavioral clinics. The Boys and Girls Club was my home away from home. It's where a shy kid came out of her shell, made friends, and learned something new about herself. The kids that I met, the backgrounds they represented, the struggles that some were going through, gave me a glimpse into a world that has had a lasting impact. The lessons I learned, the good and happy memories I made, and the relationships I formed influenced the person I have become. Many kids, like me, got a chance at life because the club taught us how to use what we had inside us in a new, innovative way. One of my favorite things about working with my peers in the community is being able to watch individuals grow to be their best selves. I saw this happen not only with myself, but many others. One specifically played the hand he was dealt, and after much practice, won. This brings me to why we are all here. Now with great excitement, I present to you the Boys and Girls Club of Benton County's 2021 Youth of the Year, Omar Contreras. Omar was selected because of his academic excellence, leadership, and service. He has been involved with the Boys and Girls Club of Benton County for 9 years and holds his experience dearly. He is a senior at Rogers New Technology High School. After high school, Omar has his eyes set on a few colleges, with the University of Arkansas being at the top of his list. He plans to study biology. As a dedicated servant to his community, Omar strives to become successful so that he can improve the lives of those around him.
Do you remember that bad kid from school? The kid who gets in trouble? The kid who builds a wall for protection? But what does it mean to be a bad kid? Do you know the story I was labeled as a bad kid. I grew up with a temper that controlled me like a puppet, which made me feel helpless. My life before the Boys and Girls Club was challenging. My siblings and I grew up staying home alone while our parents tried to make ends meet. My life was changed at the age of 7 when I saw my dad get arrested. As a young kid, I felt responsible for my dad's arrest. I blamed myself for my family struggles for years to come. Life at home got better after my mother enrolled us at the Boys and Girls Club. The club became a second home to me and my family. They helped us with groceries when we were struggling financially. They gave me a platform where I can grow my leadership skills. The club has helped me find a source of happiness that I'll always have with me. In my 10 years at the Boys and Girls Club, I remember getting in a fight and getting sent to the director's office. I'm sorry to do this, Omar, but I had to suspend you from the club for a week. Hearing those words come out of Miss Cindy's mouth made me feel like I disappointed my parents. Not only did I get suspended, but I felt like I lost my second home. I didn't realize it then, but my anger would slowly take control of my life. After my suspension, I hit rock bottom. One afternoon, my siblings locked me out. I lost my mind, punching through a window, feeling the cuts on my arm, listening to my family cry for help. I knew it was time for a change. This wasn't an easy obstacle for me to overcome. I struggled for years to break this down my wall. I hated how people thought of me as the kid that was quick to blow a fuse. I hated being the kid everyone was afraid to play with. I hated being the kid who people looked as to a bad kid. I didn't let my label define me as a person. I broke through the stereotypes and took on leadership roles at the club. I became president of Torch Club and Keystone, which helped me hold myself to a higher standard. In and outside the club, throughout these opportunities, I found that humans and flowers are just alike. Some flowers don't receive the care they need when they are young. So they may look a little different, but hey, that's okay. It's just what's inside that counts. As Youth of the Year, I will break the cycle. I will be the role model that our youth needs. I will be committed to bringing the change they are looking for. I will push them out of their comfort zone by challenging them to communicate with others to guide them in the right direction, encouraging them to talk with adults about their emotions before their walls form. By guiding youth in the right direction, they can slowly erase that label they received. They said a bad kid like me shouldn't be graduating from high school. They said a bad kid like me shouldn't be going to college. They said a bad kid like me shouldn't be Keystone president. They said a bad kid like me shouldn't be your Youth of the Year. My name is Omar Ernesto Contreras. I'm your 2021 Youth of the Year.
I want you guys to take a walk with me. How about a journey, my journey, on how I got here and how I'm here with you today. I want to take you back to 1988. This little bitty club in the middle of the city of Milwaukee where I grew up. That little club that turned into the big club, that turned into our home, our safe haven, our community. Was in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, the Mary Ryan Boys and Girls Club on Sherman Boulevard. Still there to this day. And I can still go to that park and remember them days. Some days were good, some days were bad, but I knew I was safe. During that time, 8 years old, single mom, 3 kids. Life wasn't the best for us. We didn't know sometimes where we would eat, sometimes we didn't know where we would sleep. But I had a praying mother, and she got us through. And I remember that one day, she said, I'm gonna sign you guys up for the Boys and Girls Club. I don't wanna go. My friends are here. We're not going to do anything. Let's be honest, I was getting into a lot of trouble. And I remember that club, that little bitty house in 1988. The basketball games, the baseball games. Wanted to stay out all night. But my mom would always say, come home, because we didn't live too far away from the club. So, you walk home, I'm ready to go back. Fast forward, 1992. The new Boys and Girls Club was built. Not only was it built, it became our safe haven. It became our home. It was our community. What the Boys and Girls Club did for me, it saved my life. The person you see today would not be here if it wasn't for the club. I grew up in a city where gun violence was real. Gang violence is around me. And I was involved in some of it. But the club was there to help me, to shape me, to really mold me. The staff, the mentors, they pushed and pushed. So for me today, I'm standing here because this is personal for me. This is not something I just stumbled into. The club shaped me, and the kids I see here in Benton County today are the kids I see within myself. They're that same kid. I can look at their eyes. I know hunger pains. I know house pain, street pain. I see it. And for me, that's why I'm here. And that's why you're here. So right now, I'm asking every one of you to keep walking with me, because I'm still on my journey. And I want you guys to keep walking with me to make sure we're doing everything for each one of these kids. Because the kids you see today running around, maybe doing something that they have no business doing, can be that kid, hopefully one day running that company you may work for one day. You never know. So right now, I'm asking for your help. And I'm asking you to reach deep, not just a little bit, but to really reach deep to help that kid. You know what? I'm just going to ask you like this. You're helping me. You're helping this board. You're helping our community. Again, our community. It's not a me, it's not a you, it's our. And the things that we do right now is going to help each kid in our community tomorrow. So I'm asking for your help and your donations. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Matt Tolliver, and I'm the CEO of the Boys and Girls Club of Benton County. And I'm proud to say that our organization has been a force for good in kids' lives for over the last 30 years. Today, we have 5 locations throughout Benton County, and last year, even in the midst of the COVID pandemic, we still served over 2,500 kids. Our numbers continue to grow, and our programs are stronger than ever. It's clear that what we're doing is working, and what we have built is highly effective. And yet, despite that success, we still find ourselves struggling to fund the programs that we know are making a difference. Moving forward, we face some real challenges with the ongoing effects of the pandemic. In 2020, we found ourselves in one of the greatest challenges we've ever faced, but have remained committed to doing whatever it takes to keep our kids on the right path. It is vital we continue to support our kids and their families through this challenging time. And when we emerge from this crisis,
we'll be standing shoulder to shoulder with our kids to help them tackle the next challenge, because standing shoulder to shoulder with the kids is what we've always done and what we will continue to do. We know that you understand firsthand the impact the club has had on our youth, our families, and communities over the past 30 years. We have remained committed and steadfast in our mission to inspire and enable all youth to realize their full potential as productive, responsible, and caring citizens in our community. We have served tens of thousands of youth over the years, and we look forward to serving even more over the next 30 years and beyond. Look, our kids in Benton County are lucky. We have a great club here, we really do. And I say that with a great deal of pride and a good amount of humility too, but mostly with a deep sense of responsibility. Our success is the result of the drive and ability of our staff, our leadership and effectiveness of our board, and the generosity and consistency of our donors and our friends. We believe that young people are our greatest asset. Today, for thousands of kids, the club is a gateway to a great life, despite long odds. I like to think of the club as a portal where kids can walk through our blue doors that lead them to places that they never thought or could imagine that they could reach. It's a trusted friend to both youth and parents. It's a safe place to go every day after school and all day long during the summer. The club is an oasis in the toughest communities, a place where the rules and expectations and standards inside are definitely not what they are outside. The club is the best older brother or older sister a kid could have. At its core, the club is a passionate believer that every child should be heard, valued, loved, and understood. At the club, we stand with our children. We motivate them, we inspire them, we teach them, we mentor them, we forgive them, and we teach them to forgive themselves. We don't just teach kids that school matters, we teach them why it matters. We find the thing in every single child that makes them special and make sure that they understand their gifts and how to trust and believe in what makes them special. We teach our kids to dream and back that up with a pathway to make those dreams become a reality. When I think of Omar's story, I'm reminded that every young person carries the seeds of limitless potential with them. Sometimes that bright potential is invisible. Sometimes it's clouded by the need to merely survive. When youth walk through our doors of our clubs, they are full of potential. And we're here to remind them of it, to foster it, and often we're here to restore it. We invite you to join us. Let's make sure that every child can achieve their full potential. Let's make sure that we can deliver on our promise that every child deserves to be vibrant and bright. And our promise to you, our community of champions and supporters, is that we will continue to adapt. We will push ourselves to innovate. And it's your support today and in the days ahead that allow us to do this vital work with thousands of children in the Benton County community. We just ask that you please stick with us. The road ahead for critical nonprofits like us in this time will not be easy. But I truly believe that with a lot of work and with a lot of friends, the best days of this 30-year-old institution can and will continue to lie ahead of it. Thank you for tuning in and joining us today. Thank you for your hope, your optimism, and your resilience. Thank you for your choice to help brighten the futures of Benton County kids. I look forward to the day when we can gather together again in person to experience the joyful mission of the club through the eyes, the hearts, and the minds of our club kids. And until that day, we will continue to share our kids' stories of resiliency and hope with you through our social media, our newsletters, and our phone calls. Together, we are making the promise of a brighter future a reality for Benton County's youth. Thanks again for your support and have a wonderful weekend. Goodbye.
Thank you for letting me have fun at the club.
I'm grateful for all the sports here, and I'm also grateful for how much fun I have.
you for appreciating who I am